Welcome to Night Screams Reviews. Today we are looking at Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Scorponok. And this is a big boy. If you are curious as to how big he is as a scale, here he is holding a standard soda can. Yeah, he's a big boy. Like his arch nemesis, Fortress Maximus, he is one of two double headmasters. Set pulls off to become a smaller robot, and that in turn, his head comes off to be a Titan Master. Mostly done up in purple with some bright green, a little bit of orange and blue highlights. He stands, let's get him standing straight real quick. Just a smidge shorter than Fort Max. Let me raise this up so you can see the difference a little bit clearer. But I've got all three of his DNA kits coming. So by the time that's done, he will get a little bit of a leg extension and be able to look Fort Max in the eye. So for accessories, besides his head, he's got these two shoulder cannons, his shield, and then these purple with silver paint leg plates. These you can pull one on each side. You can pull off and plug into the back of his shield. Just pop them together, and you got 4 pegs, goes into 4 holes on the back here, like so, and now he's got a slightly larger shield. One of the kits gets a whole extra big piece to plug the shield into, so you're not going to do that anymore. It's got a lot of nice mechanical detail all throughout. Look at some of the leg detail. His tail and legs plug into the back. If you don't want to have him holding the shield, you plug it back here. Those 2 holes right there, those 2 pegs on the shield. For mine, the tail comes undone really easy from the backpack, but everything does tuck away pretty nicely. All right, so let's go ahead and get him into base mode, and then we'll take a look at the head. But first, some articulation. Almost forgot about that. So, head is on a swivel. It's got this piece in the back that helps to hide the robot kibble while he's in scorpion mode. This is only held on by 2 small pegs. It comes off really easy. But it just pops right back on. The head does have a little bit of a down tilt. Not enough to actually do anything other than make it look like he's looking down at the smaller, more insignificant bots. Arms can do a full 360, but the joint is at an angle, so the arms do angle as he rotates them. That is built into it. They can't go straight. And there's the tail popping off. The guns here are just on 5mm ports. They just plug right in to, and you take them off in transformation for city mode. They go elsewhere. Elbow joints. Claws open. It's got 3 points of articulation. The 2 fingers are on a separate joint. And then right here, a little bit of a wrist, as it were. Moving down, we've got waist swivel. Can go full 360, but stuff does get in the way. Hips can kick out over 90 degrees. 90 degrees forward. Can do 90 degrees back, but he's got these panels here for city mode. So you're gonna have to move those out of the way. He's got thigh swivel, a double jointed knee, ankle pivot, and ankle pivot. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. It's got toe up for transformation. And if you take these panels, move those panels back, he can do a big toe down for transformation. So yeah, there is Scorpy's articulation. Let's get him into scorpion mode. And here is Skorponok in scorpion mode, taking up pretty much my entire table. Scorpion head is literally just his robot head, turned around so that those scorpion eyes are showing. It's got these, like, this is all supposed to be like the scorpion mouth here with mandibles. I've got the arms splayed out as wide as they can go, just so that you can see the head some, because normally they would be more like this. And that's basically just covering up the head. Got his scorpion legs on the side. Each of these joints are individual. He's got the tippy toe joints there, but this part of the joint is one piece. So not a whole lot of leg articulation there. That is taken care of in one of the DNA kits. Shoulder guns are just mounted here on the back of the Scorpion. He's got his big old stinger. Lots of mechanical detailing. This part right here was the back side of the panel that these plugged onto in robot modes. So both sides have some detail to show off, but that's hiding the hip joints there. If you want, in this mode, let's take Zarek out. And then, yeah, there's that just popping off. You don't need Zarek in for the head to connect. And see, here's like the robot detail that the collar hides. All right, now that I got that in, you can open up this panel here. If I can get a grip on it. Hold, please. All right, so flip this panel up. I had to lift the legs to be able to get it. Here you have Lord Zarek, Tyrant of the Nebulons in Titan Master mode. Let's raise this up. There we go. So back here, you actually have a little cockpit that Lord Zarek can sit in. This little peg there's a square hole right there that it's supposed to be able to plug into. There we go. So that he can be piloting the Scorpion. And that can close on him. Just like that. So here is Skorponok in Scorpion mode. Let's get him into base mode. And here's an aerial view of Skorponok in city mode. Want to show it like this real quick because for storage for his head, it wants you to, this does not want to lift. So I'm going to cheat. There we go. Lift that panel up. Straight hole all the way through. That's where they want you to store the head. This panel does merge really nicely with the shield right here. So it makes it look like it's part of it. And then you can just close that up. Got a couple pegs right here for the Zarek Titan Master to stand on. So he's all nice and secure. And you notice that the Scorpion legs are just sticking straight out. That is the preferred method of base mode, but one second. This is how I prefer to do it. This is basically how the Scorpion legs store in robot mode. You can move them a little bit, I like to do it so it looks like it's some sort of like torture chamber or disposal chamber for his enemies when he's in city mode. And it makes the whole thing look a little bit cleaner. All right, let's take a look at ground level. All right, here's more of a head-on, pun intended, view of Skorponok in base mode. These panels here can interlink with any of the other city formers and base formers to create like one big city if you want. We'll work with Triptychon. Can't remember if Fort Max. I don't think Fort Max has any of those panels. Earthrise Prime has them. Even Cybertron Metroplex has some. But yeah, here he's in city mode. His shoulder cannons become towers attached to his forearms. His tail becomes a ramp. Got lots of nice, like all the molded mechanical detail carries through. Getting some new blues right here on the ramp. Let's go back up a little bit again. So this right here is his butt. These are the panels that were blocking his hips in robot mode. They just fold and snap right down. Yeah, that is Skorponok's base mode. And now let's look at his head. We already saw his head, so now we're gonna look at his head. So yeah, head's the same in Scorpion and robot mode. One of the things that really stood out to me was about like detail. Like this should have been clear plastic because, and I know like it was a bonus for one of the DNA kits. I'm kind of hoping the one I got coming, even though it's a re-release, is going to have that, but I doubt it. Because he's got molded eyes in there that I think with a clear plastic visor would look really awesome. It's a level of detail that they didn't need to do because it's covered up. Like there's no way of you knowing that that's there other than seeing it in transformation where it doesn't matter. They could have left everything from where the eyes start up completely blank and no one would have known or cared. But yeah, that's just like a neat little bit of detail that it has. The mandibles are removable. If you want. I mean, they are fully able to stay on where they are in robot mode. There is Zarek in robot mode. Yeah, so these can come off, like you can move them up so that they're kind of like shoulder horns and menacing, or if you want, this tab right there can fit into that slot right there so that the horns are more out of the way. There we go. It does kind of impede the arm articulation, but let's be honest, this is probably going to be his least used mode. He's going to be ahead 99% of the time. Like, we want those big giant robots on our shelves, like just being a presence. You can have him kind of hold them like a weapon, but that is a very tenuous hold right there. It's got some detail in his sculpt work, but overall pretty plain because, like I said, he's going to be in head mode one way or the other most of the time. But if you do want some more visible detail on him, there is a toy hack set for just him, one for Skorponok and one for the upgrade kits. I think it's specifically the upgrade kit with the shield. But yeah, Toy Hacks has you covered if you want more detail on him. Oh, and for anyone who's wondering, because I wondered this, it was like the first thing I did after my initial set of transformations on Skorponok once I got him out of the box. Yes, Zarek can fit on Fortress Maximus, but no, Cerebros cannot fit on Skorponok. This connection is really, really loose. Like right there is where it starts to catch. This probably could go in there a little bit more if it wasn't for this piece right here. But that has been my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Scorponok. So let me know your opinions in the comments, and until next time, this is Night Scream signing off.